Welcome, everyone, to the January 4th, 5:30 p.m. City Council meeting. I would like to ask Wayne Edwards to do our opening prayer, Vincent Bradford to do our pledge, please.
Dear Lord, we ask that you look over the city of Minden for this upcoming year, and that what this council do is pleasing in your sight, and the decisions that we make in the best interest of the city. Please bless our country for the turmoil that is currently in, our state and our city, to put us on the right path. These and many other blessings we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to ask everyone to silence their cell phones. First off, I'd like to amend the agenda to add G, to adopt a resolution to support the LGAP fiscal year ending 2021 application, and H, adopt a resolution to support the LA Office of Community Development fiscal year 2020-21 Community Water Enrichment Fund application. Do we have any discussion on that?
I move that we add these two items to the agenda.
Motion is made by Mr. Davis,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Edwards. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Now we're going to get back to the agenda. A is to adopt the minutes of the council regular session held on December 7th, 2020. It's in your book there. Do we have any discussion on that? No discussion. Could I have a motion, please?
So move.
Motion made by Mr. Edwards,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Davis. All in favor, say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Okay. Did you get that, Ms. Pittman? Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Item B on your agenda is to elect a mayor pro tem for year 2021.
Mayor, I move to elect Wayne Edwards, council representative for District A, as mayor pro tem for the year 2021.
I have a motion made by Ms. Bloxham.
There is some discussion. For the past,
Wait. I need a second before I can get a well, once we have the motion made and get a second, then we have the discussion.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Davis. Now we can have a discussion, Mr. Edwards.
for the past 30 years, there's been a practice that each district has a duly elected council member. That council member, because of the past practice that this council has established, rotates the mayor pro tem position from district to district. Each district has an expectation that their duly elected representative serve as the mayor pro tem. Currently, there are 2 years left on this current administration. And for me to serve as mayor pro tem, it's a disadvantage to the other districts that had the opportunity to serve.
Yes, sir.
That completes my comments.
If we followed that, when I came on, Mr. Vincent was nominated for C to have the rotation. I've got starting back in 1992, the rotations, how they were followed. So, and if we follow that, considering he doesn't have a full term left, it should rotate from C to D. Well, it can't rotate to D because he's up for election in March. So it should rotate to E.
Yeah, there are only 2 council members left, and I really suggest that in the next term, there's an ordinance passed as to how this selection should be made on rotation and stay with that rotation regardless of situation.
Well, there is an ordinance in place.
That ordinance just say elect the mayor pro tem, but there's nothing to say about the rotation.
No, sir.
And the
there's not.
rotation, because we've done it for the past 30 years, we just established a practice and that become the norm, but I can't find anything in writing to actually support that.
Well, it also says, and I'm sure you've read it, it also says that you're only to elect them appoint them every 4 years. So so that's not been followed either.
Yeah. we-
Actually, you could elect the mayor pro tem as often as you want to. You have to elect the mayor pro tem the very first meeting of the year, after the election year. But you don't necessarily have to elect someone every year or every 4 years. You can do it as needed whenever you want to. So it doesn't say that you do it, once every 4 years. That's not true.
I think it might need to be a discussion of a workshop.
Yeah, my position right now, Mr. Evans is gonna have to run for this office in March or April. And if Mr. Davis decides that he's gonna run,
That's not gonna happen.
hypothetically, if Mr. Evans doesn't win, we gotta do this again.
That's correct.
So,
No, I made the second. Let me just ask you, Wayne, while we're discussing, would you rather right now you are the mayor pro tem, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, would you just rather continue to serve until the
After the
council
election.
comes to a decision?
I'd rather not.
Okay, well then, do we need to elect one tonight then? Because
I think that the election needs to be between Councilman Walker and Councilman Blossom.
I've got a hand out here in the audience to make a comment. Would you walk up to a microphone somewhere?
I'm Steve Wilson, Facilities Director. I just wanted to clarify, the reason it's done like it is, back in 1990, when I was on the city council, the rules said we would elect a mayor pro tem. We were all new. We only had one existing, which was Mr. Windsor, still on the council. So I suggested, why not every year? It wasn't necessarily a rotation by district. It was just every year let a different councilman serve so that we could all get a taste of doing this, and one person wouldn't be stuck doing the same thing over and over and over. We just all thought it was a good idea, so we voted on it and we decided to do it, and I think that started at least in 92. I don't know if we did it in 90, but I'm pretty sure in 92 we did it. So that's for your clarification. Really, you're supposed to just select one, but we all felt it was better for everyone to experience being a mayor pro tem. And plus, it made it a little bit easier if, like, if you were mayor pro tem and you couldn't be here, it kind of kept you from doing things for 4 years. So that was the reason behind it. I don't know if that helps you or not.
No, I'm not opposed to what you're saying. Matter of fact, I'm in agreement with it. The only thing I'm saying just need to be rotated from
That's fine.
district.
Sure. I didn't know if that would help or not.
Well, and honestly, it doesn't matter to me who the mayor pro tem is, because with the age of technology, I'm a phone call away. So we have this motion on the floor. Do we want to vote on it, or do we want?
if Ms. Bloxham's willing, I'm willing to withdraw my second if she wants to withdraw her motion.
Well,
then we can workshop.
we can leave that one on the table, and if we do
I would like to amend the motion.
why don't you make an alternate motion, and then we can discuss that one and vote on it, and if that one passes, the first one dies.
The alternate motion is to elect Councilman Reed Walker as mayor pro tem for the upcoming year.
Okay, we have an alternate motion on the table to elect Ms. Walker as mayor pro tem. Do I have a second?
I second.
We have a second. Do we have any discussion there? Okay, being no discussion, all in favor, raise your right hand, say aye.
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 All opposed? Ms. Walker, did you vote?
I did.
Okay, did you vote for yourself?
I did.
Okay, so.
That's
the-
allowed.
The second motion passes and the first one dies. Okay. Next on the agenda is C, is a special election held on December 5th, 2020. That's the returns declaring the results of the special election that was held for downtown Main Street to authorize the continuance of a special tax in the downtown development district of the city of Mendon. Do I have a motion on that?
I move to adopt a resolution providing for canvassing the return and declaring the results of the special election held in the city of Mendon, Louisiana on December 5th, 2020, to authorize the continuance of a special tax in the downtown development district of the city of Mendon as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Edwards, seconded by Ms. Walker. Do we have any discussion on that? No discussion. All in favor, raise your right hand. Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item D on the agenda is to adopt a resolution authorizing credit card signature powers. This is for, to replace Michael Fleur with Miss Deborah Smith, our city clerk, and replaces James Graham with Philip Smart, our economic developer, and to add Jeff Ellenwood as director of the information systems. Do I have a motion on that?
I move to adopt a resolution authorizing credit card signatory power for certain city of Mendon administrative personnel as presented.
Motion made by Ms. Walker, seconded.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Davis. Do we have any discussion on that? No discussion. All in favor, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? One nay, the rest ayes. The next on the agenda is E. Adopt a resolution authorizing signature power regarding the check signing privileges to the city of Mendon on the financial institution and custody of the city funds to add Deborah Smith as the city clerk, in addition to the mayor, the assistant city clerk, and councilwoman, Ms. Tarika Williams Walker. Do I have a motion on that?
I move to adopt a resolution authorizing Terry Gardner as mayor, Deborah Smith as city tax official, Martha Conley as assistant city clerk, and council representative Tarika William Walker to sign checks drawn on the municipality corporation on any financial institution in the custody and the city of Mendon Fund effective upon adoption of this.
Motion is made by Mr. Edwards,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Walker. I think I heard her first. Do we have any discussions on that? No discussion. All in favor, raise your right hand, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, raise no, one no, the rest ayes. Item F on the agenda is the police report for November 2020. Chief, would you come up to the microphone, please, sir?
Okay, month of November, we collected $9,552.50 in city fines, $100 to the crime lab, $602 to city court, $540 to the marshal's office, $770 to the indigent defender's office, $36 to the clerk's fund, $135 to the Ware Center, $20 to the Louisiana Commission on Law Enforcement, $223 to off-duty witness fees, $54 to the court case management information system, $50 to the Louisiana Traumatic Head and Spinal Cord Injury Trust Fund, $180 to the Judicial Building Fund, $5 to the Judicial Education Fund, totaling $12,267.50.
Okay, y'all have heard the chief's report.
So move.
Motion made by Mr. Edwards. Seconded by Mr. Bradford. Is there any discussion or questions from the chief? None. All in favor? Aye. Raise your right hand.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Oral report, please, sir.
Just going to go over some of the arrests that we made in the month of December, or some of the stats. We had 25, actually worked 25 accident reports. We had 611 calls for service. 81 warrants were issued, 37 warrants were served. We worked 148 incident reports, made 57 arrests, 77 traffic citations were issued, and we really had a relatively safe Christmas and New Year holidays. We did make 23 arrests over Christmas and New Year's, but there was no alcohol-related arrests whatsoever. Most of them were like domestic violence. There was some drug arrests and then some arrests on warrants, but it was pretty calm holiday.
Do we have any questions of the chief? No questions. Thank you, Chief. I'd like to ask Deborah Smith to come up and give her report, please.
Hello, everyone. Hope everybody had a good holiday. I'm starting off where Ms. Walker had asked at the last council if the sales tax, if we could split it up to show the alcohol sales. I have spoke to Ms. Harrington at the Sales Tax Commission. She said, really, there's no way we can do that because a liquor store, you could look at what their sales were, but sometimes they also sell soda or, cigarettes or anything else. So it wouldn't be strictly an alcohol limit on the sales. Also, regarding sales tax, we received the report for December was $507,450. This time last year it was $469,116 for a change of 8% increase. Also, I gave y'all a handout showing the bank accounts. Cash in the bank as of November 20, that was $8.9 million. Investments, $4.6 million, and the CDs, $4.9. That's a total of $18.4 million versus October, which was $18.7, so we're down about $346,000. And I also wanted to add that we do have the auditors out here, and they hope to be finished around mid to late February. Is there anything else?
Do we have any questions of our city clerk? No question. Thank you, Ms. Smith. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. Mr. Cornelius, do I have a Miss Gilbert out there waiting? Yes, sir. Would you ask her to come in? She'd like to, we have MLK coming up really soon, and their activities are going to be kind of reduced a little bit this year with no parade and things like that. And Fayreen usually comes, but I kind of caught her over in Bossier, and so she asked Miss Gilbert to come. Miss Gilbert, welcome tonight, and you're going to give us an update on the MLK festivities. Please, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Hello. The 34th annual MLK Celebration for the City of Minden will be held January 18th. The activities for this celebration will be a little different from the past for the restrictions of the COVID-19. Although we're in a pandemic, we want to still celebrate the life of Dr. King to recognize in this celebration. A mask and social distancing will still be enforced. These activities will be virtual and in person. The young people will have an opportunity to participate in the Martin Luther King Essay Contest. Prizes include first place $50, second place $25, and third place $15. Also, the MLK Youth Leadership Award will be presented to deserving young people grades 6 through 8 and 9 through 12 who have displayed leadership skills through the community and the school. Also, the MLK Endowed Scholarship will be presented at a later date to any deserving graduating senior. Let's see. To conclude everything for the day, we will also have a symposium, a virtual symposium, on MLK Day, and it will be played throughout the day on YouTube and Facebook. Let's see. MLK Drive And the Unity March will be on the 18th at 10 o'clock a.m. And it go from Talton Street and ending at MLK and Shepherd Street. Social distancing and masks will be enforced. Participants can walk or ride in vehicles, ATVs, golf carts, or utility carts. This year's theme is MLK, the legacy. Dream big, believe big, act big. We need all support of elected officials, community leaders, churches, and businesses to make this celebration a success. Thank you.
Thank you,
All right,
Ms.
thank you.
Gilbert. I would like to go to G now.
Hold up, will we get a copy of that?
Yes, ma'am. When Ms. Gilbert gets everything printed out on an agenda,
Yeah.
I'll email it to everybody.
Okay.
And as always, you know, they'll be accepting contributions to help them pay for everything, so.
Okay.
Okay. G, resolution showing support of the local government assistance program, the LGAP, year ending 2020-21 application, and if awarded, granting the mayor authority to execute the contract and any other correspondence is needed with the state of Louisiana, the Office of Community Development, Division of Administration. Do I have a motion on that, please?
I move to authorize the mayor and the city council to adopt a resolution showing the support of a local government assistance program, LGAP Y 2020 through 2021 application, if awarded, granting the mayor authority to execute the contract and any paperwork as needed with the state of Louisiana Office of Community Development, Division of Administration as presented.
We have a motion made by Mr. Edwards, seconded
I'll second.
by Mr. Davis. And I'll start the discussion off for those of you that are just watching on YouTube or Suddenlink. What this is, in our budget this year, we have budgeted $350,000 to extend our main sewer line 1,000 feet from the main plant that's I think it's about 95 years old, to get that done. And if we get this grant, we'll get $50,000 from this one here. We'll go to the second one in a minute, but we'll get $50,000 to help offset our expense on that. So it's a pretty good deal. So this
Which direction we taking that 1,000 feet?
going towards the water tank, because that's,
And what will we start at?
we'll start at the water plant itself.
And coming towards
Yes, sir.
the water tank?
If we were to replace the whole line that's 95 years old to the water tower, the estimated cost of that's $2 million. Because one of the major things on that is we've got to go under the railroad tracks, and then we've got to remove all the bricks.
Right.
And then we've got to put them all back. So this is just getting us started.
Yeah, I got you.
You know. Is there any other discussions or questions? No other? All in favor, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, there being none, motion passes unanimously. We'll go to H now, and H is to adopt a resolution showing support of the completion and submission of the State of Louisiana Office of Community Development fiscal year 2020-21 Community Water Enrichment Fund application, empower the mayor to execute any and all documents to accept and implement the said grant if awarded on behalf of the city of Minden. Do I have a motion, please?
I move to adopt a resolution showing support of the completion and submission of the State of Louisiana Office of Community Development for fiscal year 2020 and 2021 Community Water Enrichment Fund application, and empower the mayor to execute any and all documents to accept and implement said grant if awarded on behalf of the city of Minden as presented.
Motion made by Mr. Davis.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Edwards. This is basically the same thing to get $50,000. So if we get both of them, that means we'll be $100,000 ahead in our budget this year. Is there any more discussion? No more discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It carries unanimously. Appreciate that. Now we have public comments. Do we have any comments from the public? No public comments. We will start with Mr. Edwards for council comments, please, sir.
Just a brief comment. I know this is the start of the year for the city. I'm in January 2021, and I'm hoping that we make a lot of progress with this council and that we move the city forward in such a manner that we're all going to be proud and leave plenty of money in the bank at the end of this term. So.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Ms. Walker?
I just want to wish everyone a Happy New Year. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Walker.
Just like to wish everyone a happy
Mr. Davis?
Just wish everybody a happy new year, and I agree with Mr. Edwards. I think, that we need to get the city off to a good start. I think all of the council members, none of us really like to take money out of reserves. Sometimes that's necessary. I understand that. I've done that. But I hope we have a good year. It looks like we've gotten off to a good start. So,
Thank you. Ms. Biloxi?
As we heard about the MLK Celebration, it's going to be mostly virtual. I understand that St. Jude is also going to be mainly virtual. So I would like to encourage everybody in Minden and the surrounding areas to support these ventures as well as others that are not able to do what we're used to doing in the past because of the situation of COVID. So just remember what we've done. Remember that we're proud of all of these celebrations that we can partake of, and just be a part of whatever you deem to be important to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Biloxi. I'd like to echo what all the council members said about a Happy New Year. We do want to be frugal with our city money and spend it wisely and save where we can. I would like to encourage everybody out there in our entire city, as well as the parish, the state, and the United States, to continue to stay safe, wear your mask, wash your hands, social distancing, because we can win this thing on the virus. The shots are being available to some workers, essential workers. The hospital has been able to get shots, so we'll have more updates on that as we move along. Our sales tax continues to stay positive, so we want to continue to encourage everybody to shop local. Ms. Gilbert talked about the MLK, and Ms. Biloxi touched on the St. Jude. The St. Jude will be the 2nd through the 4th of February. It's going to be a total virtual auction this year. It's going to be on Facebook, internet, phone, and email. There will be nobody allowed in the Civic Center. Usually they have different dinners at night they sell and things like that. There will be none of that. There'll be no outside activities. There'll be no chili cook-off. There'll be no marathon or anything like that. The marathon, we're hoping that they're going to have like a little mini St. Jude deal at the end of April, considering that we get back into phase 3 and did I say April? Yes, the end of April, maybe the 1st of May. But we all love our city. We want our city to continue to grow. We want our city to continue to prosper, and I wish everybody to stay safe and have a great weekend coming up. Meeting adjourned.